You're mine, auto jerk! Your steel Autobot swift to conquest!
Coming up on Crossfire Collectibles, the Giant Legion, GLA-01 Loader, and GLA-02 Mixer. Stick around. What's up and welcome to Crossfire Collectibles. Today's video, we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the Giant Legion GLA-01 Loader and GLA-02 Mixer. These are part of the third-party Mecha Invasion Devastator. So we have these versions of a Masterpiece Scale, Mixmaster, and Scrapper. So we started off with 3 and 4, which were their versions of Hook and Long Haul. And now we're actually going backwards to 01 and 02. Next up will be 05 and 06. So we'll get Bone Crusher and Scavenger and finish off this Devastator, but we won't be finished just yet. Alright, so getting into Loader and Mixer, here is the front of the box. You see Giant Legion, GLA-01 Loader, GLA-02 Mixer. You have Integrated Combat Force, Mecha Invasion. Off to the side, Giant Legion Combat Squad Equipment. Around to the back, you have them in their vehicle modes. So here's Mixmaster, here's Scrapper. Off to the side, Giant Legion Combat Squad Equipment. On the bottom, there's the UPC. On the top, another UPC. And that's it for the box. So now, let's go ahead and pop it open. But first, please subscribe to the channel. Alright, so pretty excited about this one. I'm probably going to show off a surprise in the end of the video. So if you stick around that long, be sure to check it out and let us know what you think. Alright, so like the last set we opened, we have a large black cardboard box inside of here. So we'll get the outer packaging out, get this off, and we'll bring out our instructions here. So these will show you basic triple change mode, you know, vehicle to bot to combiner. So I'm not going to go ahead and look over that. These are pretty simple, which I like. Very close to Hasbro. Flip this around and we'll both do the unveiling at the same time. Whoa! There they are. So there's Scrapper, Mixmaster. Awesome. Alright, over here we got a bag of accessories. So this is also what I love about these. They actually come with the batteries for their light up heads. So I see a couple of batteries in there. We also see a little ladder here and a couple of weapons. So we'll go ahead and pop these out first. So here's the batteries, one for each. CR 927s. So in case yours burn out and you can get more, that's the numbers they use. We also get their little electronic pieces. So these will go in the heads themselves so we can light them up. Here you have a little ladder. And then here you have a couple of magnetic blasters. So the magnets on the ends will actually activate the lights in the heads, so that way you can turn on the lights in your bots if you like. Very cool. Towards the end, when we do the Devastator, we will actually combine the weapon all into one, and we'll show that off. But for these, we're going to keep them in their regular modes. So there's that, just to show you guys a little bit of it. And here's this one. All right, so now let's go ahead and pull these out. All right, so here they are, Scrapper and Mixmaster. They look really nice. Gotta say, I just love that really light lime green color. You have some purple in there, a little bit of silver, black, rubber tires, which is awesome. Love them. A little bit of die cast in each. So for Scrapper, you have the die cast right here and these systems to lift the shovel. And over on Mixmaster, the die cast is in fuel tanks on each side. So very cool as well. All right, get a close-up of each of them a little more. So you see 01 on here. Also have Giant Legion. You see 01, Caution. Some more Caution. But very nice. Little tail lights on the back. Lots of details. Stickers look great. Gonna go ahead and lift the front. You have that nice ratchet in there. Very cool. One thing I don't like about this is the swivel right here. There's nothing to lock it into place, but it's still nice regardless. It looks good. They probably scale to, if I had to put it in a way, probably a decent commander class, honestly. Just the size of them. They look good. Probably not totally to scale. Obviously, you know, a cement truck is probably going to be quite a bit bigger than a bulldozer. But I guess similar as it goes. Mixmaster here, he's got some little squeaky wheels. He also has rubber as well. Around, he's got the 02 on him. Caution, Giant Legion. Caution down on the gas tank. Flip around to this side, Giant Legion again, 02. Back, there's the tail lights. You got that little piece to drop your concrete into and mix it on up. Very cool. Same, got that nice light lime green, some purple, silver, and black. All right, so we'll go ahead and put Mixmaster off to the side, and let's bring in our scrapper. So here he is, and we're gonna go ahead and transform him into bot mode. So now first, we're gonna go ahead and pick him up. The first step, we're gonna go ahead and unpeg these front wheels here. Just put them back a bit. And we're gonna come down and unpeg this bucket here. So get them pulled apart. You can hear them nice ratchets up there in the thighs. So the little metal connector piece here, you're just gonna go ahead and bring that straight down. Then we can straighten the leg out, just like that. And there's your legs almost. Then we'll come down to the buckets, spin these around each way, like that and like that. And then you take these little flaps here, bring them around and peg them into the sides. And right here, just like that. And voila, you already have your legs. All right, so next up, you can come up here to the cab, unplug that and fold that down. Inside, you can see the figure's head. And you're gonna come on up to the top. And you can go ahead and lift that out some, just like that. And then wind them out. Inside, we'll go ahead and show you, you can see the combiner fist. So that's in there ready to go for when we need it, but we're not gonna actually use it for this one. So we're gonna go ahead and fold that down and bring it down into its back, just like that. Grab the head here, and if we can get a hold of it, and then we'll slide it out and get that hinge here, spin it around, and you're gonna go ahead and grab a hold of this hinge and bring that up and peg that into place. Spin the head around, peg that down, and then we're gonna go ahead and rotate that waist to get him spun around like this. So now we're gonna come over to the arms. In here, these are a little tricky. So we're gonna bring this down, spin these around, bring them hands down. There we go. Set up one arm, like that. And the same, bring this down. We can spin this arm around, pull that hand down, spin it to the side. And we'll bring down these wheels on each side. They do not tab in. We set him back. And there is Scrapper. So now with Scrapper, we'll go ahead and show off some articulation on him. So you can see he's got that hinge up here at the shoulder to allow the arms to move up and down. It can also rotate a full 360. You have bicep rotation. You have a single hinge at the elbow. And then down at the hands, they can almost do a full 360. They get a little hung up on that finger right here, but they can rotate a bit. Head, of course, can rotate a full 360. It is on a removable ball joint. We will pull this back piece off here and put in the hardware so his eyes will light up. You see he does have a waist swivel. Lift up these little wheel flaps. You got those ratchet joints right there at the hips, so the legs can go out, go forward, go back. Very nice. There is also this crazy like hip swivel up in here, so you can spin it a bit from the top. He's got those metal double jointed knees here, so that's really nice, along with a ratchet in there as well. And then down at the ankle, you have that hinge that will allow part of the bucket foot to come out like that. It can also rotate, and there's another hinge at the top of it. So you have quite a bit of range of motion in those feet, which is very cool. So we'll bring this back down. So now we're going to go ahead and bring in his blaster. We'll go ahead and pop that in his hand. Just like that. All right, so now let's go ahead and pop off the back of that head. I think we're actually going to just pop the head off. So we'll untab it, pop it off that ball joint, and then we'll go ahead and put in the battery and hardware. All right, so once we have the hardware in there, we can go ahead and pop the back of the head back on, just like that. Bring in our little magnetized weapon here, and eyes will light up. So we'll go ahead, bring the figure back over, tab that joint back in, and pop the head on, just like that. And there is our scrapper. So moving on to Mixmaster, here he is. Before we get anywhere, I want to go ahead and put his little ladder on him, which I didn't attach prior, but we'll pop it on, and that's where it goes, right here. So for Mixmaster, the transformation is pretty simple. You start, you're going to go ahead and grab these little die cast fuel tanks here and just pop them out on this pin on each side, and then you're going to fold them up, and they'll have this little tab where they can go right into the rims on the wheels right here. So pop it up and put it in. Then next, you're going to go ahead and come down to the cab and separate it right there, bring it down, and then pull apart here and here. And just like that, you almost have a pair of legs. So now we move on to a little bit more of the complexity of these legs here. So what you need to do is slide these thighs out. So right here, just pop, just like that. And again, right there. Bring them back down. Then inside here, you want to go ahead and take this pin and go ahead and lift that up. Bring the foot down and then slide this piece in. Come on down and grab that little notch right there and bring that heel back. Bam, so there's one. We'll go ahead and put that back down to lock that in place. Then we'll do the same for the other side here. So we'll go ahead and get that pin out, pop it up, bring that foot down, tab that panel back, and then reach up and bring that heel out. Go ahead and pop that back down. And there's your legs. Now for the upper half, so what we're going to do with this is simply take the mixing barrel and pull that out. We want to also rotate this around to right here. Now we're going to go ahead and separate this top right there and there, bring that silver piece down, and we're going to reveal his head. So bring them arms out a little bit more. You have a hinge up in here, so you'll bring that around and turn it down. Do that on both sides, just like that. Then if we want, we can go ahead and show you the combiner piece in the inside of the mixing drum on Mixmaster here, so you have another hand. We're just going to close that back up, bring it up, and tab it in right there. We'll come down to the arms, bring those hands down, bend it like so, and that's it. There's your Mixmaster. So now for him, we're also going to go ahead and bring in his blaster and pop that in his hand. We're going to go ahead and pop that head off. I want it flying. And we'll go ahead and release this back piece. So then on the back of the head, again, take that little piece off. We will grab our battery and our hardware. Go ahead and drop that on in. Go ahead and slap that panel back on. And then pop the head right on back on. So there's Mixmaster with his light up eyes. And now we'll check his articulation out. So that head's on a ball joint. The mixing drum is not going to allow the head to rotate a full 360, but it can move forward a bit, back a bit, and side to side. Arms, you have that hinge up here, but the arms can actually rotate a full 360. They can come up about that far down. So there you go. You have single jointed elbows, and the hinge on the hands, they can only go in or out. And at the waist, you have swivel. Pull these arms up. Check out the hips. Nice ratchet. Leg out to the side that far. Forward that far. Back that far. And at the knees, you have some nice double jointed knees, just like that. They can come up pretty far. And yeah, the heel can touch the back of the mixing drum there. And you come on down, look at the feet. So you have that hinge up there above the ankle. And then you have another down below to allow it to go forward and backward. So side to side, along with the heel that has a hinge. And that is your articulation for Mixmaster. All right, so here they are side by side. I gotta say, they look pretty good. Let's go ahead and bring in some comparisons. All right, so we have a little bit of a space concern here, but we will go ahead and bring in Hook, show him off on the end over here. And then we'll slide Hook out and bring in Long Haul onto the other side. So we can kind of fit all four into the frame right here. So it's looking good, it's coming together. 2 more to go, and then we can build that Devastator. I cannot wait. All right, so now we can go ahead and toss these two in a pose, throw them up onto the turntable, and then we will give you some final thoughts.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Crossfire Collectibles.
Crossfire Collectibles.
Crossfire Collectibles.
Crossfire Collectibles. And knowing is half the battle. Yo, Joe.
We now return to the Transformers.
All right, so here you have it. The Giant Legion GLA-01 Loader and GLA-02 Mixer. The Mecha Invasion. Third-party Transformers Masterpiece Scale Devastator versions of Scrapper and Mixmaster. Oh man, these figures are great. I'm just getting more and more excited the closer we get to the final two. These ones, I don't know if I like them as much as Hook and Long Haul, but they are pretty awesome. The die cast that we have in each, you know, as you saw on Scrapper, he's got it right here in his little cod piece, as well as the 2 pieces that go to his bucket in the front. Mixmaster has the die cast in his fuel tanks. It was kind of similar with the last 2. The lime greens, they really pop. I love the blue windshields on them. You have those decals all over. The purple that stands out, the silver. They definitely bring back an old school, you know, kind of old feel from the G1 series. But they are just, oh man, these things are so cool. I cannot wait to put this all together. These were super fun. So as you saw, we just did the transformations from their vehicle mode into bot mode. We're going to save for the final video to turn them all into their combiner pieces and throw them into the Devastator. And that is something I'm really, really looking forward to, and I cannot wait. So as I mentioned, I did have something else towards the end of the video, and we can go ahead and briefly show these off. But we also ended up picking up the Dreamstar Toys Shovel Fighter. And the Hook Warrior. So these are 1 and 2 of the IDW versions of the Devastator that Dreamstar Toys is doing. I cannot wait to do these either. You have, I think, 8 or 9 different bots that you're going to be able to buy. I'm sorry, 8 or 9 different packages. And they will do the IDW version. So you can have Prowl in there. There's a piece of Megatron that's in the Hook pack. That's so much involved with that, and I can't wait to get into that one. Alright, so that about does it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw. If you did, please, like always, leave that giant thumbs up. Subscribe. Tickle that bell so you're notified when we post future videos. Be sure to follow us on social media. And until then, we will see you in the next one. Peace.